There we go.
Start over.
What? No, I didn't start recording yet. There we go. Oh, sorry. Just think of me as like the guy from Wizard of Oz. I'm usually behind the scenes. So.
The tech guy.
Yeah. All right. So, everybody, welcome to the Steve Stern Show. Everybody, welcome to Stern America. Steve Stern's out today, and I'm going to be filling in for him. Today's guest is Peter Hernandez. Peter is running for Congress. Hi, Peter. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. A little shy to be in the driver's seat here, but we're not here to talk about me. Let's talk about you.
I appreciate the time, and yeah, I thank Steve and the team for allowing me to share. So I'm a candidate for Congress in California, Congressional District 18. This is not my first rodeo. I've actually served locally first. I served at the school board level, 2014 to 2018. And I saw a lot of the issues with the parental rights being stripped. Then I served at the from 2018 to 2022 for county supervisor, San Benito County supervisor. In the midst of the toughest of times, the lockdowns, where I ultimately challenged the public health officer, challenged the process. I actually fought the mask mandates 4 times, 3 times successfully shut them down. And I brought forward an informed consent resolution ultimately, which had to do with preventing this sentiment that I saw coming. I feel like it was God-driven, where they were going to take away people's rights to choose, having to do with the vaccine mandate. So yeah, and I'm just a local guy, so also small business owner, very passionate about not just my business, but serving my community. That's why I served at the local level. I firmly believe that you can't complain if you're not involved in the process. And I'm a first-generation Mexican-American. This district is very unique. Congressional District 18, it actually got redistricted after 2020, and it changed dramatically. It used to be one county driven prior to that census, and so that was Zoe Lofgren was the office holder, for that old seat, and she was dependent upon one county. So the uniqueness of this race is that there's now 3 official counties, and they're nothing like what she's used to representing. These 3 counties are rural, agricultural, middle class, blue collar, and Latino, and 65% of the population is Latino. Obviously, as a representative, I would be representing everybody in this district. But I've obviously saw that this was an opportunity for us to restore Congressional District 18 to what I would consider the former glory of what the U.S. used to be, a God-honoring nation, basically, that believed fundamentally in the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution as unified documents that respected the rule of law, separation of powers, of due process, of innocent before proven guilty. And we're obviously seeing the ramifications of the violation of the rule of law now with a weaponized Department of Justice, with the issues having to deal with our immigration, our borders, or basically lack thereof, right? We don't have a true immigration process. And then ultimately our economy, because of just the Congress and this current Biden administration that's spending money like drunken sailors. They find themselves having no accountability when the people of my district are suffering, and we're the average everyday folks. We're the ones that actually make the economy work. And so I'm basically a middle class worker, passionate about restoring respect for the middle class.
Oh, wow. I couldn't agree with you more on a lot of those topics. Protecting the little guy, that's a good stance. So do you have any way that people can help, contribute, volunteer? Do you have ways for those people to get in touch with you? What's the best way that we can help support you?
I appreciate it. Yeah. So obviously, if you can donate to my campaign, go to hernandezforcongress.com. The volunteer mechanism is lacking in a lot of these congressional races, the state Senate races or assembly, especially even the local races. Bottom line is the Republican Party, which I'm a proud Republican. And I make it very clear to the public I've been working hard since January in my campaign that I'm a Republican because of my values, not because of the party. At the end of the day, I think both parties are really struggling to meet or to connect with the populist sentiment. I am very proud to have or passionate to support President Trump, and kind of a little bit alluding to the original populist sentiment, which I believe was under President Reagan. So if they want to support this campaign, the grassroots sentiment really needs to. We're really hoping that they could step up and help this campaign, because we're building a machine. We've already did it in 22 when we ran for Congress, and in 22 we door knocked 65,000 homes. We called 600,000 registered voters. We raised $250,000. So this was a machine at the grassroots level, right? So that means outside of the typical establishment infrastructure. It's a very hard thing, but by God's grace, it's funny how God God had David basically prepared, right, where he was a sheep herder before he became king. And I feel that is the sentiment of the American public, and that is the sentiment, I believe, of our campaign, that we're humbly working hard, building something where we can actually win in this race. We're not taking anything for granted, and we're by default opposite of my opponent Zoe Lofgren, who sat on the January 6th committee, and right now we're having the sham element, like I mentioned, with the abuse of the rule of law, where we're not even allowing due process for these January 6th prisoners. Basically, they haven't even had a chance to have a speedy trial, which is the Constitution requires, to have a jury amongst their peers, right? For them to have due process, and that speedy trial should be public according to the Constitution. Also, all those things are being abused, and that's again, it's just nothing but a reflection of why I believe the populist sentiment is getting excited, and I'm hoping they can get excited behind our campaign. So if they go to HernandezForCongress.com, look for us on all the social media handles. There, they should be, I think, linked to this episode. I would love for them to come to call me, engage with me. We're, like I said, and well, another extremely strong point. The Latino community, there was a Siena poll, I'm sorry, they highlighted this obvious declaration that I saw a long time ago. The Latino voter is very obviously shifting away from the Democrat Party, or I would argue the Democrat Party left them. So they're seeing that they need to line up with someone that's actually going to represent them. And so they're officially declaring, according to that poll, 42% of those Latinos that they polled actually are making it clear that they saw their lives better under a Republican president. That was President Trump. And now you're seeing, obviously, decline in Joe Biden. No offense, not just because of his age, but his lack of ability to produce results for the American people. And so that really makes it very evident that this district is primed and ready to shift towards a candidate who's actually willing to represent him, who cares about representation, who started at the local level with understanding representation. I know my Constitution. I know the Declaration. I know the Federalist Papers, even as a backdrop of where my heart lies. I believe in restoring representation, and it's going to come through the pathway of the most, I would argue, the most unlooked at district, Congressional District 18, because this is such a rural area. People probably overlook it. They drive right by it when they're heading to LA or when they're heading north to San Francisco. But this is going to be the catalyst, the ground shaking catalyst of what's going to restore California. The Latino sentiment is flipping, and we're going to be doing our part to flip it in the Central Coast of California.
Wow. You know what? That sounds amazing. It really does. The fact that you can get all those people behind you, and we would love to help and get this video out to as many people as we can. In the words of Steve Stern and how he likes to end almost every broadcast, I'd like to just give you an action. And thank you very much for your time. And, we hope you win. And any way that we can support you, you just let us know.
Awesome. Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you also for the Drain the Swamp that endorsed my campaign. So if people are wondering who has lined up with my campaign, Drain the Swamp is one of them. I'm pretty sure Steve Stern has mentioned them. And so it just really highlights the reality that I am a grassroots fighter. I did it when I fought the lockdowns, challenged the public health officer. The guy quit 2 hours later after the 2 weeks to slow the spread shut down, which I have originally endorsed. But eventually I basically started challenging it because I obviously saw that things were going in the wrong direction. I don't care about getting reelected. I care about restoring my country, and we're going to take our lumps. But I think that's what it's going to take to get true candidates to win and to restore this country. They're going to have to be self-sacrificial. Thank you so much. God bless you guys.
Thank you, Peter, and God bless you. And thank you for your time. And we hope you win.
Amen. Thank you.
Have a good day.
Bye-bye.
All right, Pete. Well, thank you for that. I've never had nobody. I've never been on this side and not had somebody run the board before. So I'm going to do my best to edit this up really nice for you and get it over to you just as soon as I can. I'm sorry I didn't have any of your backstory before right now, so I didn't really have much to ask you. But you made a lot of good points, and I will do my best to make you shine.
I appreciate it, brother. Thank you so much. Yeah, I was mentioning to Jennifer, I'm more than happy to come back on. So if there's any follow-up questions, I mean, it's an exciting time, and
yeah.
I think this, let's put it this way. I mean, we have a lot of folks that are starting to talk about what it means to win over the Latino vote, and I'd love to be a part of that conversation.
Hey, I mean, I'm from South Florida, so we have a huge Latino community. So, All right, so I'd love to get you back on when Steve's feeling a little bit better and comes back into the office. So I'll make sure Jen gets in touch with you and gets you back on for a proper interview so that we can really make you shine the way you deserve.
Well, thank you for filling in. You did a good job. I really appreciate it.
Yeah,
I know you're going to make a good politician because you just made me feel good about a job I know I didn't do too well.
It's the substance. Right? People care more for genuineness than they care for platitudes. And I just want to be true to myself. This is who I've always been. And this is where I know it's a calling from God for me to do this. So I have plenty of stories to tell, which we can follow up later.
All right. Sounds like a plan. Best of luck, and we'll be in touch.
Thank you. God bless you guys.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Bye, Peter.
Bye-bye. Thanks, Jennifer.
Yeah, and I was going to tell, I didn't know if you could hear me or not, but I screwed up. Also, I was trying to help him on the backside, and I've never, did he hang out? Never mind. I was just going to explain to him, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I was clicking right here, and those three were all the same.
No, it's this.
This
is how you give somebody the full screen.
Wait, which one?
The person.
You click on it?
Yeah.
But every time I clicked on it, it would say remove. And so I was like, I was afraid if I clicked on it, that it was going to remove. I couldn't run that risk.
Hold on. I'll show you.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry because I
Don't
know
worry,
I
was trying the best I could to be like.
I know. Well, you know what? You said 2.
No, that's a mouse.
I knew the mouse, but then I saw fingers, and I thought you meant move it like 2 blocks. And then anyway, finally I figured it out, and I was like, yes, because we have some other videos that were like that.
If I add, both to it, right?
Yeah.
See the person?
Mm-hmm. You click on the little person because I was trying to give him full screen. I wanted to give him full screen.
So, all right, so you got 2 people, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then if you click this, it's the main person,
mm-hmm.
and then you click the guest to give the guest the main screen.
Okay.
So when I'm doing Steve and them, like I click back, so I'll be on Steve, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then when the person comes in the room, I click this.
You see both of them, yeah.
Right, and then I click this when it goes to just the person, and then I click this back, and it puts them together. Then I click this, and it puts back the person talking.
Okay.
Then you click this, then you can go back and forth. I was like, just put this one dude up so I can read the scene.
So this is whoever you have marked here.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, because I wanted to off so he
me too, so I can read.
But you jumped on and started before you told me that part.
Well, I was going to stop him, but I was shit.
I know, and so I was like, dang it, I want to help, but I was like, I don't think this is what he wants. We could just reshoot him. Well, we probably have something we could edit.